What if I told you your microwave is the end result of ancient wars, imperial power plays, and survival tactics forged by desperation? This is the War Historian, where every common thing has a hidden battlefield, and nothing is ever as simple as it looks. The truth is, the way humans cook isn't just about food. It's about systems of control, survival, and technological arms races that shaped who eats, who rules, and who survives. Picture a freezing night 77,000 years ago. In a cave called Blombos, South Africa, a group huddles near a glowing fire. Their first spark is more than warmth. It's control. If you can make fire, you can cook, defend, gather around, protect your tribe. Hunter-gatherers become rulers, not just of nature, but of each other. Hearths pop up in Paleolithic Europe around 40,000 BCE. Suddenly, who owns the flame can decide who eats. Cooking, the most basic act, turns into a power game. Time moves. As villages become empires, ovens emerge from open flames. The game gets bigger. A leader who controls ovens controls grain, bread, even religion. In crisis, everything changes. War pushes invention. Famine forces shortcuts. During World War II, British scientists scramble to make radar. They build the magnetron. It sends ships and planes, but after the war, it flips into something new. One day, someone notices a chocolate bar melting next to the magnetron, and just like that, the microwave oven sparks to life. Kitchen technology isn't neutral. It's pressure, it's war, it's desperation turned into daily habit. Here's the truth. Your dinner tonight depends on choices made by rulers, generals, and inventors you've never heard of. Why does gas fuel your stove or wires power your microwave? Because nations competed for resources. Because generals wanted armies fed faster. Every device in your kitchen is the fallout of battles, often literal ones, for food and fuel. The chain stretches from ancient cave fires to your suburban microwave. You might think cooking tech just gets better with time, but with each new move, we trap ourselves. Fast food, frozen dinners, microwave meals, convenience changes everything. Families eat apart, diets shift, health fights back. Our own inventions set the rules. Cooking technology is like a chess game. Each piece we move changes the whole board. Change the flame, and you change society. How did we go from open flames on the savannah to digital buttons in suburbia? And who paid the price for every leap? To answer that, we need to uncover the true origin, the first spark that changed human destiny. It began not with luxury, but with hunger. Ice ages, predators, and clans fighting for calories, where fire was a weapon and a shield. Imagine an endless cold night, your breath fogging, every shadow hiding danger. Fire is the only barrier between your family and a set of hungry eyes in the darkness. But it's not just fear, it's starvation crouching at the edge of the camp. Uncooked roots poison you. Raw grains pass right through you, giving nothing back. With open fire, early humans hack nature's code. They discover that bitter nuts become edible after a quick roast. Flesh, once teeming with parasites, is reborn as safe, steaming muscle. Suddenly, there's a way to unlock more from every hunt, every digging stick, every desperate foraging. It's around 20,000 years ago, in the teeth of the last glacial maximum. Temperatures drop, food grows scarce. Someone, maybe an elder, maybe a desperate parent, digs a pit, fills it with hot stones, and buries thin strips of meat. The next day, smoke curls up, and something new is born: pit roasting. The first cooking revolution comes not from comfort, but from crisis. When eating raw could kill, innovation saves lives. Meals become communal, fire drawing people together in shared risk and relief. In the flicker of a cave hearth, chieftains guard the flames. The one who controls fire holds power over who eats and who waits. The truth is, technology always rides on the back of survival. As groups move along rivers and through mountain passes, they take fire with them, carrying embers in hollowed bones or snug in clay pots. From the muddy banks of Anatolia to the forests of China, every route spawns new tricks: stone ovens, fermentation pits, even boiling in animal skins. Fast forward to 14,000 BCE. The Jomon people of Japan shaped clay into the world's first cooking pots, letting them unlock wild tubers and seafood that no one else dares touch. By the time you reach Çatalhöyük in Turkey, around 7500 BCE, ovens glow in packed houses where neighbors feast together. Here's what happened next. Power shifts. Who commands the fire? Who shapes the feast? Some cook, some eat first. By 200 CE in Rome, the hypocaust turns heat into a tool for community bread, warming families and bakers alike. All these innovations ripple outward, shaping who survives, who thrives, and eventually, who rules. Look at your own kitchen today. That lineage began there, in hunger and ingenuity. But as cooking spreads, who decides who gets the flames? And what happens when the power slips from the holder of fire to the one who masters the recipe? The expansion of cooking was never just about survival. It ignited the arms race of civilization itself. Cooking went from clan survival to empire building, with fire as both military asset and social weapon. Suddenly, food wasn't just food. In ancient Rome, bakeries churn out enough bread every day to feed legions of soldiers. Ovens the size of horse carts line the streets. Why? Because armies run not just on bravery, but on calories, steady, predictable, hot. Now, food technology is a weapon, as powerful as steel or stone. Fast forward to Ming China. The emperor's engineers race to design stoves that burn less wood, feeding armies and laborers while preserving forests for more wars. Kitchens become battlegrounds where empires fight with fuel and flour. But innovation never rests. Wood and charcoal can't keep up with growing cities. By the 1800s, smoke clouds hang thick over European factory towns. Enter Count Rumford in 1802. He invents a strange-looking iron stove, deep, narrow, hungry for less wood, hungry to feed more. The Rumford stove marches into military mess halls and early factories. Suddenly, workers and soldiers eat faster, stay warmer, and the old fireplaces lose ground. One new stove, 1,000 new habits. Then comes the age of breakthrough. Bonaparte, hungry for conquest and control in 1809, offers a cash prize. Figure out how to keep food fresh for his armies on the move. The tin can wins. It spreads across the world, turning food into something almost limitless. Peas in Paris, beef in Bombay, all from the same can. But here's what happened next. In World War II, a marshmallow-sized device called the magnetron is built to power British radar. One day, Percy Spencer stands too close and notices the chocolate in his pocket has melted. The microwave is born in 1945, by accident, and the kitchen becomes a laboratory almost overnight. Why does this all happen so fast? The truth is, cities squeeze people closer together, factories chew through hours, and families need dinner in minutes, not hours. Gas stoves spread through Victorian England from 1875 to 1900. Stoves, cans, microwaves, they're siege engines crashing through the castle gates of old traditions, rewriting daily life with every new invention. But there's a problem. Every shortcut costs something. The faster we eat, the less we gather. Whole towns fill up on canned meals, microwave dinners, and supermarket bread. Community meals thin out. Traditions flicker and fade. Health depends on anonymous supply chains, and anyone can profit, but everyone pays the bill. Who wins this arms race for our kitchen? And who's left cleaning up the mess of speed and convenience? Let's step into the modern kitchen and uncover the invisible machine that now runs the entire show. Today, your microwave isn't just an appliance. It's the keystone in an empire of production, profit, and invisible algorithms. Open your freezer and you see what looks like dinner, but it's really a ticket into a massive machine. The U.S. is home to a $150 billion convenience food industry, and nearly 90% of all those frozen meals go into microwaves. That means every beep and spinning tray connects you to a system driven by supply, demand, and non-stop advertising. Want proof? Fast cooking requires processed food, and that demand pushes companies to build even more kitchen gadgets. When General Electric launched the radar range in 1947, it wasn't only selling a microwave, it was setting off a chain reaction. Factories sprang up all over, powered by cheap energy. Supermarkets made room for whole aisles of frozen options. When Nestle launched lean cuisine in 1981, it sold over 100 million meals in just 10 years. A tidal wave of tiny, identical boxes engineered not for your taste buds, but for speed and shelf life. These meals are profits sealed in plastic. But who actually shapes what you eat? Peek behind the curtain and you find boardrooms at Nestle, warehouses at Walmart, and spreadsheets at General Electric. These giants decide what ends up in your cart, what gets advertised on your phone, even what flavors are offered in your local store. In 2022, Walmart alone made $35 billion from frozen foods. The truth is, they benefit while you surrender more and more control. Sure, it feels easy. Press a button, dinner's done. But here's what happened next. Your choice shrank. By 2023, more than half of American meals were cooked outside the home, chosen for speed over flavor, history, or tradition. The kitchen turned from a creative space into a control tower, guiding products from farm to factory to freezer to your table, all with a single push. Meanwhile, workers in those huge food factories stand on their feet for hours, paid as little as the law allows. Entire culinary traditions fade, replaced by whatever's fastest or most profitable. This is not just American, it's global. Over 1.2 billion microwaves now hum across the world. The average person spends just 15 to 20 minutes cooking each day, a fraction of what it took in 1900. The system engineers not only your menu, but when and how you eat it. So what could possibly disrupt this web, or reveal its secret weak spot? To find the answer, we have to ask, what is this whole machinery really built on, and how fragile is it? The real shock? What we call progress in cooking may be a trap, a system so optimized it risks total collapse. Every invention, from the first hot stone to the microwave, promises us speed and ease. But each step forward builds a longer, more delicate chain. Here's the truth. As we get faster at cooking, we become more fragile, more at risk if any link breaks. Imagine the kitchen as a domino path, every tool and every button lined up in perfect order. Knock just one, the whole sequence falls. It takes a single storm, a single crack in the system, and suddenly, everything changes. Go back to February 2021, Texas. The power grid fails, the snow falls. Now, millions of people stand in their kitchens, pressing microwave buttons that do nothing. Ovens won't light, stoves stay cold. People are hungry, not because there is no food, but because nothing works. In a house designed for 21st century life, a banana goes uneaten because there's no way to heat a can of soup. That's how thin the line has become. But here's the bigger picture. The easier and quicker we made food, the further we drifted from the past, and the more we started to forget. We believe that convenience is freedom, but is it really? Or have we traded real self-sufficiency for a web of parts, wires, and invisible supply chains that must all hold together every hour of every day? Most microwaves can't run without the grid or a part stamped out in a distant factory. They are fast, but pitifully helpless on their own. History's warnings echo louder the more you look. In Rome, by the year 408, people depended on grain shipped from North Africa. When the supply faltered, the bread stopped coming, and the city exploded in riots. Rome's kitchens went quiet, and an empire tottered. The cause was hunger, not swords. In Britain, during World War II, rationing forced families to return to open fires and whatever root vegetables they could find. When supply snaps, we turn backwards, not forwards. And you discover the chain isn't just made of metal or wires. It's there in our habits. Every time we choose a frozen dinner over a slow-cooked meal, we echo choices made on forgotten battlefields and in ancient markets. So, what happens when the buttons stop working? Who remembers how to cook without them? Who is lost? The truth is, our kitchens today look strong, but a single break can bring the whole thing crashing down. If this gave you a new perspective, hit subscribe. History has the answers. I'll show you where to look.